We've moved from cosmic math with human design and numerology, and we're now in a psychology girlies playground, the Myers-Briggs indicator test. This was really popular. I feel like it started in MBA school, really popular like 10, 15, maybe even more years ago. And there's 16 personality types. I'm going to just give you guys a brief summary of what the 4 main categories are. So you have extroversion, introversion, that's 1. Sensing and intuitive. So the S, sensing, is fact detail oriented, and patterns and possibilities is the intuition portion. Thinking and feeling is the 3rd category, which is how they prefer to make decisions. Is it based on logic, or is it based on personal values or impact on others? And then the last category is judging versus perceiving. It's a preferred approach rather to the outside world. Do they want planned and structured, which would be a judging type, or flexible and spontaneous, which would be a perceiving type? All this to say, these are very much like your results will be a snapshot in time. They change as we grow, as we mature, as we deal with all kinds of things. And I think that to some extent, there's a baked in flexibility. Like, vacation mode person might be way more into being flexible and spontaneous than when they're in their regular life. And they might be a judging type.
Work mode versus friend mode.
Yes, even less delineated. So, what you got for us, Alex?
So from this, they use frameworks and quizzes, so they do feel a little bit more legitimate. They make you answer a lot of questions, but let's be real, they're just, all we're doing is labeling ourselves and our friends, and it's like astrology for corporate America. Let's go, guys. But I will say, if you're doing it at work, it is great because it does tell you how people like to work on a team, and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and the things that drive them crazy versus, and it's things that they might not even be able to articulate. So I think it does help. Again, this is not Bible, just like your horoscope isn't Bible, but good information, guys. Suddenly they start all those saying like, I'm an ENTJ, or I am an ISFJ, or pretty much it just sounds like 4 letters over and over and over, but it is. And if you take 4 letters and make them into 4 different things, you get the 16 personality types. Basic math, guys. But do you know yours personally already, or do you? This is also interesting for me. I can tell you. Where do you want to start?
Yes, I do know what I most recently tested as.
Which was it?
INFJ.
Which is very interesting. I most recently tested as an ENFJ, but I used to be an ESFJ.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big shift.
It is. It's a very, and my core values are probably still in the ESFJ of it all. To be very fair to that, but it's changed because I think the core motivation used to be to people please and to help everybody around me, and now it's to elevate others while honoring myself.
It's called growth.
Yep. And instead of external harmony, I care more about emotional awareness and how my energy impacts people and how other things happen. So they're interesting. So I just wanted to kind of point that out, that it can change, and it can change in different ways in different times. And because when I retook it and it was different, I was like, well, what happened here? And boundaries happened, therapy happened, and growth happened. And not that ESFJ is bad, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. I love being an ESFJ, but I was an unhealthy ESFJ.
None of them are inherently good or bad, right? At the end of the day, there's nothing positive or negative about being one over the other.
So
it's just how it serves you.
Right. And so now they tell me that mine will blend the heart of an ESFJ with the intuition of an INFJ, which gives me the leadership of an ENFJ. And I feel like we're saying A, B, C, D, F, G, it's a hybrid that's all warmth, wisdom, and direction. So I'm a generator who builds from joy, an 11-2 who feels energy before words, and an ESFJ who learned from boundaries that don't work, and now I'm an ENFJ because I define it.
Beautiful.
Look at all that. So
it all harmonizes together.
It does.
And it works.
But I think that ours together are interesting.
Because we're so similar, except for the internal introversion, extroversion bit.
Yeah, but and as similar as they are, those two things make them very different.
Yeah.
Like it completely kind of changes the personalities. And I say that in a good, like, it takes, because what, I'm the advocate and you're the protagonist. Those are like the titles of them. Like,
I think it's the other way around.
Okay, you're the advocate, I'm the protagonist. Sorry.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. So what does that mean?
I am not sure. I think with what we've talked about with you, I can see it with you. I don't know what it means for me. You're much easier for me to figure out.
It's always easier to figure out other people. Come on.
You're the social butterfly planner. You connect all the people. And you've been doing that for years, connecting our group together. And you talk things out loud. And especially the deeper feelings. The deeper it is, the more likely you are to talk it out. For me, the deeper it is, the less likely I am to talk it out.
You're strategizing internally first. You're going to figure out, and that's, I think, the biggest difference, but I do think that leads to major differences in how these roles or how these personalities work together too. Mm-hmm. Like in a corporate setting, not necessarily in friendship, yes, but more in a corporate setting. Like, because if you put two of those people on a team and say, go work together, and somebody has to figure things out on their own, and then they're paired with someone who has to talk everything out, it's going to create a lot of friction.
That's true.
So that's kind of what I meant, like in corporate America, how this is really applicable. But I think that your strategy and deep insight from being, you're a strategist, like at heart, like that is your, I think, true calling. I don't know, your sole desire.
It's definitely a strength.
Yeah, but it
feels natural.
It is natural for you. You understand strategy from different ways, but you don't use it to manipulate, which I think is great.
I do not.
You could use your powers for evil, but you use them for good, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
and the
much.
Crown goes to you.
My life is so much more harmonious and peaceful if I'm not trying to get that manipulative personality that so many of us have at some point in our lives, or are still dealing with others.
Do you think people
toxic?
Do you think people try though to act different than what they naturally are, and that creates like kind of like they pretend to be an ESFJ when they are an INFJ? Like, do you think and I think that's like maybe the role they're playing versus who they are. And so it feels maybe imposter syndrome-y, or
people really do that a lot at work,
or inauthentic. And if they would just fucking honor their true, like everybody answers the questions how they think they should answer them. If you truly just answered them like how you're feeling and how you are, it gives you insight as to how you can, maybe the most productive things you could be doing there, and the ways that people piss you off. And you could be like, hey, if you come up and just start talking to me without saying like, hey, do you have a second? I need to ask you a question. If they don't know that about themselves, say like, hey, it really irritates me when people just come up and talk to me. Because maybe they don't know that, but there's one of the personality types that will say like, if you like your biggest frustration or your biggest pet peeve is being interrupted when you're have a train of thought going. If you can communicate that to your teammates, your friends, your family, guess what? You're going to create a lot. Like, you can just say like, hey, before you come up and just start talking to me, say, hey, do you have a second? And it'll solve 95% of our communication issues.
That's true.
Like,
isn't it interesting how interrupting in a professional setting is so problematic for the most part, but socially, when we're all talking amongst our friends, we are constantly interrupting each other and taking the conversation here. We always bring it back, but it's so funny. Just like, I mean, that's not the deepest, most profound thought, but I think
that social boundaries are different than work boundaries.
They are 100%. Yeah.
They're just, and the expectations are different. I think if we took this same test in a friend group, it might come off a little different too.
Right. Yes. And then there's that mid group where you've got the social friends that are not your like deep core friends. Who we are there is very fluid. I think that is one that no one can rely on in terms of being able to predict that behavior. Okay. Do you want to play Guess the Celebrity Myers-Briggs?
I would love to.
Okay, great. One of us will describe a famous person's public persona using the traits that would normally show up in a Myers-Briggs. And then the other one will guess which celebrity from the three options provided.
Ooh.
All right. So the first one, this celebrity is known for strategic, long-term planning in their career, almost architectural, to building their brand. They're intensely logical. They're often viewed as visionary and prefer to work alone and get annoyed by any inefficiencies.
Okay.
So I'll give you three options. Lizzo, she's an ESFP, which is the entertainer type. Greta Thunberg, she's an INTJ, the architect. And Selena Gomez, who's an ISFJ, the defender.
Okay. I think that we gave it away with the architectural approach because it has to be INTJ.
You're right.
But just saying because it's logical, systematic, the other two are not. Like we know that like they're private, they're visionary, they're strategic. Like it has to be an INTJ.
That's true. That makes complete sense. Okay, I'm going to try not to give it away with the next one. This person is a true people person. They're warm, incredibly charismatic, and have a genuine desire to connect with people. Energy is social with strong moral convictions. Your options are Ryan Gosling, the virtuoso type, Lana Condor, the campaigner type, Taylor Swift, the executive type.
If they are charismatic, they've got to be a campaigner. Like,
you're right. I would have guessed Taylor.
Here's I have read about all of these probably more in depth than I would care to admit. I studied the shit out of them. So no, I spent a lot of time in this probably 15 years ago. And then again, when I started dating, I retook this test.
Smart. That's just smart right there.
And then I wanted to learn about all of the personality types and which ones I was compatible with and which ones I maybe wasn't. So maybe it wasn't a fair game, but I love that I'm getting them right. That's like hitting
you're nailing this. I love that you're the one answering the questions because there's absolutely no world I could have gotten this right. Okay. Last.
Okay.
This celebrity is described as detached, witty, and unconventional.
Okay.
They're known for being incredibly independent, maybe a little socially awkward, or lost in their own thoughts.
Okay.
Your options are Chrissy Teigen, the consul, Billie Eilish, the logician, or Zendaya, the adventurer.
So it's for sure not Chrissy Teigen. This one's a little bit more hard because the other two are pretty they're not similar, but they've got similar traits but I'm going with the analytical curiosity, I think, and this it's got to be the logician.
I don't know how to say it, but yes, you are correct. It's Billie Eilish. 3 for 3, fam.
Ooh.
Crushing it.
This is though, like, I swear this is like where I get like my goodies met. I don't know what it's called. Like it tickles my fancy. I love
tickles my fancy. And we've been transported back to 1955, just like
I was gonna
that.
say tickles my pickle, but that felt in them.
All right, time for our final segment, our favorite ritual.
It's our favorite, the final segment of As You Should or As You Shouldn't, but probably will anyway. And it's where we confess how we have successfully ignored all of the cosmic wisdom we just spent all the last couple of episodes discussing. So What is your as you should or as you shouldn't, but probably will anyways, of the week?
Okay. My as you should is driven by my INFJ brain and my manifestor energy. I should have scheduled 2 hours of quiet solitary time researching that new idea and tapping into my vision and manifestor piece, but I did not do that. I did not do that.
Why not?
Because I was diddling around trying to fix somebody else's problem instead.
Is this why when I've called you for the last couple of days, though, you just sent me to voicemail, though? You were fixing other people's problems instead of taking time for yourself?
Honestly, yes, because that is my actual job, is to fix other people's fucking problems.
Your job gets in the way of our friendship, my friend.
I know, and it's rude. The last couple weeks, it's really gotten in the way because I was lacking in my job for a while because I was recovering from surgery, for anyone who's listened to the prior episode on that. And so I apologize to you, Alex.
Yeah, well,
it won't happen.
You always text me.
I'm caught up.
And
I do
guess
always
what?
text you back.
And soon enough, with the time changing to being more normal again,
Yes.
it'll make it a lot easier, and we won't, because then our bedtimes will be more in sync, and
Yes,
our
we
wake
will.
up times will be.
Yes, girl, because I really don't feel ready to talk at 7 a.m. my time. Okay. Now, how about you?
So my as you should will come from my generator type and my expression number 4. I probably should have waited for the gut response of yes before saying yes to an opportunity that I did for this weekend. So maybe it was an as I shouldn't, but I've said yes to too much. And so I guess this is my as you shouldn't, but probably did anyways. I did not trust my gut. I did not wait for that's what I want to really do, and I overcommitted and said yes and sacrificed myself too much this past week. So that sucks a little bit. But my as you should is to really truly say yes to the things that bring you joy and that fulfill you and that
Adventures for you.
That are adventures and fun and maybe something you wouldn't have done today, but you should. Go do it. Go say yes to the thing that your gut is saying yes, even if your brain is saying no, because your gut knows better.
Love that. Basically, we have all these systems that help us know a couple things, maybe have some insights, but in the end, it's really just about the systems are a way to explain why we're the messes that we are.
Yeah,
and
it's a little insight into yourself.
Yeah, inside info.
Yep, and just take it for what you want, enjoy it, love it, but don't take it as Bible. Just be your truest you, as always, as you should.
As you should.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Bye.